Do the pieces of the puzzle come together? Are they starting to give a clearer picture? Can we perhaps even answer this strange, creepy question? Is the heaven and hell real? Well, what we can say with full certainty, considering this great number of near-death experiences authentic reports, what we can say with absolute certainty, that heaven and hell happens. To whom? To everybody? For how long? How real? How intensive? I leave it open. I leave it to you to connect the dots. According to your sources of information, your reflections, your beliefs. Actually, the Buddhism was never so much concerned about the degree of reality of all of these planes of existence. It was always somewhere around the teaching, but it was never really the central point. The real point of the teaching of Buddha's concern was always the connected feelings of happiness and sorrow, of bliss and horror. That these feelings and emotions are what they are. At this point, usually bringing an example of the bad ones, when we have a nightmare in the night, a really horror dream, waking up still full of fear, oof, it was only a dream, trying to shake it off. Only a dream. Really? So why is your pyjama sweat through if it was only a dream? This is the scary part of it, that during dreaming this was your reality. So even if all these spheres actually are just a pure hallucination, pure projections, pure appearances, spheres of dreams and appearances, the happiness and sorrow is what it is. And certainly, even according to Buddhist teaching, to be reborn in some of these high divine places is a really very beautiful, noble and blissful state of existence. But the real aim of Buddha's teaching is nowhere here. Because Buddha was actually directing the people who follow to full awakening from all kinds of appearances and dreams and delusions and illusions. To mature the existence to the level of nibbanic peace, nirvana, the blissful, very, very sublime state of peace and freedom, liberation, so that we don't need to come again. I like this picture. It is a little bit like a symbolic portrait of samsara, the ever-turning, self-sustaining perpetuum mobile of all living and dying beings in the whole omniverse. Is it beautiful? Is it horrifying? Unfortunately, it is both. So this is the explanation in Buddhism. Now, talking about the different spheres of existence, or as I call it, the different frequencies of appearances, I have this diagram, using that very often. I think at least once I should give credit to the authors of that. Designed by Sunandalim, compiled by Venerable Acharya Suvano Mahatera. So it's a typical list of the worlds or of the planes of existence, meaning that all these frequencies of existence are inhabited by beings. These are worlds actually of beings. We are here, we are quite low. Still there are 4 levels under the human ones, which is understood as the spheres of misery or great misery. And all that is actually above the human levels of devas or angels. This is the sphere of fine materiality, the gods, the brahmas and the high devas, and the immaterial sphere, the arupaloka. So this is the understanding in Buddhism. These are all spheres of rebirth. The rebirth actually can go to any of these spheres, whatever, according to the activated karma. Perhaps when all this will become more clear, then psychology will start to develop kind of a scientific religion to prevent people to have hell experience when the body dies.